Happy Self Love Sunday. I am Tarnisha Moe Sass, your host of Self Love Sunday with Sass. I am your certified vision strategist coach who comes every single Sunday so we can talk about all the ways in which you can better your best. Listen, I want to talk to you about something that's near and dear to my heart today. And I need you to watch this video to the end because in the end, I'm going to give you all the tools that you need to do this. So what I'm going to talk about today, because you know me, like I'm not like most people. I'm not going to sit here and like talk for 50 million years before I get to the point. I'm a straight to the point type of girl. Okay. So we're going to get straight to the point. Today, I'm going to talk about why it is crucial to train your brain. Why it is crucial to change your brain. So first of all, I want to start off by talking about understanding the subconscious and conscious mind, right? So your mind is naturally wired with a combination of conscious and subconscious thoughts, right? So the subconscious mind controls 95%. Listen to me. 95% of your thoughts and behaviors and is programmed based upon your past experiences, traumas, beliefs, emotions. So right, why I say past experiences, right, when I mention trauma, because a lot of people don't realize the reason why they operate the way they do today, speak the way they do today, do the things, and I'm like, why do I do that? Like, here I am talking about wanting to change, wanting to do something different with my life, but I keep doing behaviors that I don't understand why I'm doing that, right? It's because your subconscious mind is based upon some of your past experience, that fight or flight, all of that kicks in based upon what you have or have what you have been through, right? So in the conscious mind, so think about it, the conscious mind only makes up 5%. 5%. And so that's your active thoughts and decisions, where your active thoughts and decisions reside, right? So I talk about brain training because subconsciously, why we're not where we want to be in life is because of our mind, right? And so we have to train our brain. Listen, I didn't come from what I call welfare because I was a welfare mom. I didn't come from welfare to winning just by just doing it. I had to put in a lot of work, and it was a lot of work on my mind. I'm not just talking about mindset. I'm actually talking about training the brain. So when you want to achieve personal and professional growth, it is going to be essential. I need you to hear me. Essential to reprogram your subconscious mind, because that's what shapes and influences all of your actions and reactions. How many people out there are just reacting to things, knee-jerk reacting to things that you may see on social media, re-jerk reactions to something someone says to you, trigger all over the place, or something that someone does. That's a direct result of your subconscious mind. So by training your brain for positivity and actually to override the negative programming, right? Because I don't believe in just positive, right? We have to be, because there is such thing as false positivity. Okay, I need you to look that up. Some of what I teach, I want to teach, and some things I want to intrigue you, to make you open up your mind and say, what is she talking about? Like, what is this girl talking about? Okay, so I want you to look that up, right? But I want to help you override some of the negative programming. And some of us don't even know that we're negative. Like, there was a time where I didn't know I was negative about certain things. It wasn't until my kids told me. And because how many of you know them kids, child, them children? They will tell you the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God. All right. And so it was my kids who helped me understand that. And sometimes I would think about things later and be like, man, that was kind of negative what you said, or but it was a result of something that I was thinking in my mind. So this is why you got to question some of the things that you think. Okay, you got to question some of your thoughts, not everything, because I realize there are some people who question every little thing they do, so they sit in stagnation and don't make a move because they're fearful. All right, so I need us to trust our intuition, but also question some of the thoughts that we have. All right, and so when you can override your negative programming and align your subconscious and conscious mindset, it's going to help you with some of your goals and desires, right? So alignment it actually leads to more harmonious, successful, and fulfilling life. because that's what we're naturally after, right? It's not just money, money, money. It's actually fulfillment, because there are so many people that we know that get the money, right, and are not fulfilled. And this is why you see some of the demonic and strange things and the weird things that some of these celebrities have. And I know that it's Sunday and it's the day after. Some of you may have saw that video with P. Diddy beating on Cassie, and we're having a lot of reactions to it. But I want to ask, particularly my community today, how many times have we seen that in our own households? How many times we've seen that with our uncles and or our fathers, and or people who have just been in our communities that beat their women, and we're reacting and we're triggered because of Diddy. And I just want to say that this is why money isn't everything. Until you do the work to heal the demons that are in the inside of you, and yes, I say demons, okay? That is some sort of spirit that got to be on you to do the things that you do. And it's not to say that it's all men, because I know some women that hit too. And if I'm going to be completely and totally honest and transparent with my audience, I have put my hands on people. I have. And some of it I can say was provoked and warranted, and some of it I can say wasn't. It was a direct result of way I was triggered. Okay. And have been in, if you've read my book, Finding Your Way, 7 Ways to Love and Heal Yourself, has been in a relationship that was physically violent. If I'm, and look, I'm not going to come here and talk to you guys ever about theory. I'm going to talk to you about what I've been through, what I've experienced, and what has happened to me, where I was a victim, but also victimized someone. I'm just a keep it real type of girl. Okay. Because the thing is, it's only through that honesty and transparency where true healing can begin. I can see where I've been hurt, but I also can see where I hurt people. All right. And so when I come and I talk to you today, I talk to you from experience. And one of the things that we all get to do through the power of choice is to heal the things that have happened to us, the things that we have done to others, the things that have been done to us. We have an opportunity to heal it and to change it. And so some of the things that I've done includes training my brain. I had to reprogram that old programming that said that love hurt, that in order to feel love, when someone they put their hands on you, that meant love. I'm not ashamed today to say that that used to be an old programming in my mind. I'm not going to talk about where that programming came from, because I believe that those people get to heal and move forward too. And I don't have to drag others to talk about my story. Okay. And so this is why reprogramming and alignment, and I come here and I have self-love Sundays. I talk about all the ways in which we can love ourselves, in which we can grow and heal, and we don't have to stay stuck to the past of the things that we have done, and also the things that were done to us. We get to be free from that prison of our mindset. And I always say the best apology is change behavior. So it's not about getting on an apology tour. It's about working to change that behavior. And how do we do that? This is one of the ways. Okay, the best thing that you can ever do for someone that you harm is to change and acknowledge the things that you have done. And it's not just about acknowledgement and alignment, it's about healing, growing, and loving, and moving into that next step. So we can do that together. So let's talk about why it's important to train your brain for a more positive and uplifting life. Number one, it boosts resilience and stress management. A lot of times we are under stress due to our past, due to things that we're not happy about today, right? We're not fulfilled in our jobs. We're not fulfilled in our lives because we're constantly looking for and striving for something different and or more, and never satisfied with where we are, because we don't understand that a part of saying, I'm happy right where I am, doesn't mean I get to stay here. It just gets to mean that we get to look for a different opportunity and an outcome from a different space in our minds, right? So when you train your brain to look for the positivity, it helps you develop resilience. And why is resiliency important? Resiliency is the very thing that you need to help you to overcome where you are, what happened in your past. It helps you understand that no matter what's happening to me today, I can get through this, right? I know I'm in the valley right now. I know I'm feeling low right now. I know I'm anxious right now. I know I don't like the job that I'm on right now. I know this is not the place where, I want to be as a parent. This is not the place I want to be as a mother. It's not the place I want to be as a father. This is not the place where I want to be financially. I don't feel abundant. However, I know that if I can get centered right now, right, and understand that I can bounce back from the setbacks, and sometimes the setbacks are set up for me to even move forward, that I can manage the stress even more because I understand that this is just a moment and a blip in time. Okay. So when I can manage stress more effectively, how can I manage stress more effectively? I can do breathing techniques. I have a technique that's called the 5-5-5 method. That's when I take 5 minutes and I do 5 deep inhales and I hold it for a count of 5 and then I exhale for a count of 5. It just gives you a second in a moment to slow down, get centered, and to think of a way that I can do this differently. Not always better, but different. Sometimes we're always thinking of better, better, better. How about we just say, you know what? How can I do this different? Right? Just giving yourself a moment to breathe in challenging times. That's how you can help boost your resiliency and stress management. Here's another way to boost resiliency. I need you to think of a time where everything seemed bad and everything seemed low, but you were able to come through that. How did you do that? Because if we're living, especially if in your late 30s, 40s, and 50s, we've all been through something. What is that thing that you've been through? I've talked about this before in previous videos, so you can go back and look at it. But we're talking about right now um, why it's important to train your brain to think of a more positive outcome. It enhances creativity and problem solving. Listen, there is always a problem for a problem. But how many of you can come solution based? We're always talking about the problem, but what is the solution? We can't get to the solution because our minds are set up to think negatively. Think about it. If 95% of your subconscious mind is based upon your past, a lot of times people focus on a negative part of their past and never think about the way that they've overcome, never think about the way that they've gotten through that thing, right? That they've went through, whatever that is, right? There is something that you've gone through that you've gotten through, but we don't focus on that. We focus more on the negativity. Someone can come up to you and tell you that you're beautiful and you can be like, well, you know I could lose some more weight, or I'm still big, or my thighs this or this. Like, why? This is why we have to train our brain. When you're positive, it helps you to think outside the box, right? And I want you to stick around to the end because I'm going to give you techniques and tools on actually how to do this. All right. This can actually be a game changer, y'all. You want to get out, you want to develop more, you want to become more successful. This right here, training your brain, will be a game changer. I promise you, in you becoming more successful in your life, whatever success looks like to you. Because for some people, success is not financial freedom. And I'm going to tell you this right now in your video. And I'm going to start this by saying I said what I said. For those of you who say, oh, money doesn't buy happiness, you have not given enough money away. I promise you, when I was able to give back in the capacity that I am right now, and I know the capacity that I'm going to be able to do in the future, I know that money is a tool, honey. It is a tool. When you can experience that level of freedom to be able to give, but not give from a broken space, but give from a place of abundance, that's a whole other level. I used to give from a place where I had nothing, and I would give and I would be empty later. Of course, I would feel good in the moment, but later on I would feel empty. And I was like, well, why is that? And then I realized I was giving because I wanted someone to give to me, not necessarily giving just to give. And I need somebody to sit on that for a second. I need you to think about that for 1 second. How many times do you give to get back? That's not the purpose of giving. I get it. It's not judgment. Sometimes you don't even know that you're doing it. But this is why it's so important when you start to do this work to take time out to see that, okay? Because sometimes you just don't see it. Another thing, it improves relationships and networking. I talked last week about why you don't trust. And when you start to train your brain, you're going to start to trust you more, trust your intuition, trust your thoughts, trust your visions, trust what you're putting out into this world. So it's going to help you improve the relationship with the number one relationship in your life is which is self first. And then it's going to help improve your relationships inside your home second, and then improve your relationships outside of. And now I'm not going to sit up here and act like to you that every relationship that's inside my home is always perfect. Child, I'm a mother. And I'm a real mother, okay? So I'm the mother and I'm Gen X, okay? So I'm the mother that, sometimes says things that are really real and it hits my kids in not a so great place. And some of it I'm very apologetic for, and some of it I am not. I'm real, okay? Now, what I will say is that my children in my ex-husband and some of the people who have been in my life, their experience of me is very valid. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna accept their behavior. I can accept the things that I've done and not done. Okay. And I don't have to debate that. We don't always have to debate that. That's their experience. All right. And if that's not how you experienced it, you can't change their experience. All right. And again, the best apology is change behavior. And I'm not saying that you have to accept anyone's behavior, okay? But it helps improve those relationships. And when you can listen, every successful venture you're going to set out on is predicated on your networking. Your net worth is a direct result of your network. Your net worth is a direct result of your network. If you want to become more successful, when I wanted to, at the time I didn't know any better. So when I was a welfare mom, I just wanted to make 5 figures, child. I just was like, give me 5. And then so I started being around people who made 6. And now, being in the 6-figure bracket, I'm around people who are millionaires. Why? That's where I desire to go. And it's not from a selfish place. I'm not going to get into why I decide. And let me tell you something. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to explain why you want to grow and have better, be better, and do better to those who don't want better, or those who feel like they feel some kind of way about why you're going after what you're going after. That's just their fear. That's just their insecurities. Let them have that. And you don't have to debate it. Just grow. And when you grow, I promise you, sometimes they'll look and they didn't believe in you, and that's okay. Stop arguing that. That shows your limitations and your lack. Don't argue that, boo. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to just keep growing, keep loving, keep working on you, and then they will see. And sometimes they can't see, just like there's some things that I couldn't see before. Why, like, don't act brand new because you can see now. We all couldn't see at one point in time. So don't act like you don't remember when you were there, when you kind of was hating just a little bit, okay? Because I could tell you I was a hater. I was. And I was a hater because I really hated some things about myself. I didn't like how I felt sometimes in the morning. I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like how I thought. I didn't like how I was showing up in the world. I'm honest enough to say that. And it took work, hard work. I cried more days than I laughed. And all that's okay. Give yourself some grace through it. I want you to hear this and beat yourself up more because I did that too. Sometimes I would look at other people's life and then start judging where I am. Oh, you're not doing enough. Oh, you're not enough. It's okay to use some things as motivation, but it can't beat you down. How you got where you are today is not going to get you where you are tomorrow, especially for those who use that negative stuff to motivate you. I had to learn that. And I'm learning through it even more now. As we talk today, please believe that I'm still growing and learning through this journey. And I want you to grow and learn with me every step of the way. All right. So what that means is reach out to me, info@mosass.com. Don't be afraid to email me. We can talk about different topics. I can always come here and talk to you about different things that I've even coached on or even lived through to help you walk through it, okay? So remember, stick around to the end because I'm going to actually give you all the tools that you're going to need to actually train your subconscious mind, right? So when you listen, a more supportive network is crucial for your personal fulfillment and professional success, because you're going to need to get around people that's going to pray for you and not pray on you. You're going to need to get around people who actually dream and have visions, but not just dreamers who talk about it, but people who are actually be about it, right? Those people who are taking the action. And here's the thing, am I where I want to be today? No, but I'm certainly not where I was yesterday. So can I be one of those people? Absolutely, right? That's why I say I'm going to be the number one vision strategist coach in the world, because I consistently work towards that. Not just in what I come in here and talk to you about, but what I do with myself, as well as what I do with my community and what I do with the people who I coach. I walk out here every single day and do this thing, right? So it's about getting around people who actually produce the fruit that they talk about, right? And that don't always mean that they're millionaires, right? Listen, if you're a person who is, on five figure or early six, just teetering on that six, okay. It's okay for you to get around those people who's in the middle sixes. All right. I'm just saying. And it's not all about money. Who, like, people who stepped outside their comfort zone, right? So I'm talking about that even now. Me stepping outside the comfort zone of even moving from my hometown of Jersey to going to Pennsylvania and now getting ready to move states again. I put myself in environments all the time that's going to break the pattern. So I'm not going to get into that right now, because I said we're going to talk about the tips and tools in the second half of this video. Right now, I'm just telling you why it's important to train your brain. So I talked about how it's going to boost your resilience and help you manage your stress better, right? It enhances your creativity and your problem solving skills. Please don't bring me a problem with a problem for a problem, because you have a problem, always thinking about a problem because you're the problem. Let's talk about solutions. Let's talk about how we can solve it. Let's talk about the solution. And then when we talk about the solution, let's talk about the steps it's going to take, right? Don't just give me the idea. What are the steps, darling? All right. And how can we walk this thing out? Let's walk it out. All right. And also how it improves the relationships. With the first relationship, it's with self. Improve the relationship with self first, then your home, and then your community. And I'm going to tell y'all the truth about something. Sometimes the community is going to come before your home, because the people who are closest to you, they may can't see your growth right away. And I'm going to tell you what you cannot do. You cannot beat them in the face and drag them by their hair for it to see your change. No, you have to keep growing and then let them see. Sometimes they're going to have to see. Your parents sometimes are going to have to see. Your children, your spouses sometimes are just going to have to see. And you're going to have to love them for where they are and continue, and not let them hold you to where they see you, and continue to grow. That's what I'm going to say about that. Now, they can see you where they see you. However, and that doesn't mean they get to hold you to where you are. You get to grow. I'm giving you permission today, darling. You get to grow. You get to move forward. You get to heal. You get to experience love and joy and peace. Just because a thing happened doesn't mean that you have to stay in that thing because they're in that thing. What you get to do is say, you know what? Your experience and your feelings is valid. And what we can do is we can go to therapy together. We can go to counseling together. Listen, don't skip that step. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. You don't get to say, their feelings, they don't matter. Your children feelings don't matter. And your husband, your spouse. No, that's you speaking from that subconscious mind and that trauma driven place. Okay. We get to go have help today. We get to go to counseling. We get to figure it out. There's a place called Better Health. There's Black Girls Therapy. We get to go to therapy today. We get to walk these things through. And there's some free resources out there too. You get to get on Google and figure that out too. Okay? You get to. And when you realize that you're blessed to do it, and how much it's going to change your life, just how much it's going to change the things that you're walking into, I'm telling you, these things that I'm coming here and I'm talking about is game changers. These are the things that I've done. These are things I've walked through with my clients. We get to walk this thing out. You don't have to stay where you are. You don't have to stay where you are. Do you hear me today? You don't have to stay where you are. You get to have better relationships. You get to have the love you want. You get to have the family you desire. You get to be fulfilled. You don't get to be in that same prison, always thinking about all the wrongs you did. I know so many mothers suffer in silence. So many. You don't have to stay there. You didn't know what you didn't know, that you didn't know. But today you get to heal, you get to grow, you get to move. You get the coaching that you need. You get the mentoring that you need. You get the community that you need. And stop saying that it doesn't exist. The reason why you're not getting it, oh, no new friends, and you can't trust people that's speaking from a hurt place, and you around hurt people listening to that hurtness. Get off social media. Get outside of your community then. I had to get outside of the people who were I was in direct contact with. I had to change my algorithm. Because sometimes the algorithm is changed to meet you where you are. But if you want to grow, you have to change the algorithm. You have to reach outside of. You know, it's so funny. Somebody was like, well, people don't know. Guess what? I didn't know either. But I had to get outside myself. I had to change the algorithm. I had to know that there was more. I had to start going to see certain things. We're going to get into the tips and tools later. I was getting a little ahead of myself. Let me back up. So, next, why it's important, because it's going to increase productivity and performance. When you get around people who are doers, when you get around people who hold themselves accountable, not just you accountable, oh my God. The reason why I was able to write the book, the reason I'm able to show up and speak to you is because of the people I have directly in my life, the people I listen to now. Help me increase productivity, help me get into action. And not just talk about it, but be about it. That changes things, y'all. It really, really does. A positive mindset boosts your productivity and performance because you know you could do it. Oh, when you know that you know that I know that we know that you can do it. Oh man, because it increases the. How many of you know that your emotions is really what drives you? And so when you start to feel that emotion of knowing that you can do it, when you start to realize that you are not just going to write a book, but that you are an author. Oh my God. When you start to know that you are a great mom, when you start to know that you're a great wife, when you start to know that you're a great husband, when you start to know that you're a great friend, when you start to know that you could be, do, or have anything that you want, you're going to start going after them goals with a vengeance because it's the feeling. This is why I talk about vision. This is why I became a vision strategist coach, because God gave me a vision of who I could be. And when I started knowing that I could walk into it, when I started knowing that I could help my friends walk into it, when I started to know that I could help other women and men walk into it, man, I'm telling you, it changed the game. It changed the game. When you, man, I'm telling you, you start to become more optimistic about life. When you start to have hope in those, even in the moments when you feel down. Let me tell you something. I've experienced more trauma than most people would ever realize. I buried 2 sons, and I still was able to know I can walk this thing out. Why? Because of the vision. Oh my God, it was the vision that kept me going. It was the community that I started to be around. It started off with Zumba, the Zumba community. Was the very first community that embraced me after my son was murdered. That community of people who danced with me, who prayed for me, who prayed and we danced it out. I will never forget it. I will never forget walking in to a Zumba session. It was Zumba. She was a Zest, April Smile Smith, Black woman. And she was doing a Zumba thing. And I went and I danced. How many of you know that when you're experiencing trauma in your life, when you just dance it out and you dance to beautiful music and you move that energy, it changes things. Here I am giving you the tips and the tools already. I said that was coming. All right. So I'm going to just get back to why it's important. All right. It helps you to stay focused, set higher goals, and achieve them with determination and enthusiasm. Okay. It translates to greater success in your career and in your personal projects. It changes the game, y'all. Oh, and there's no other way to say it. It changes the game. So this is why it's important to train your brain. So now we're going to get into, oh yeah. So listen, the other thing real quick, listen, fosters overall well-being and happiness. Because people always talk about, I want to be happy. You know how you be happy, honey? You start off by training a subconscious mind. It doesn't just happen. I know we would love to think that we just get up and it just happens. It doesn't just happen. It doesn't happen. Training your brain for positivity leads to a happier and healthier life. And here's the other tip. Woo! You want to get happy? Get healthy. A healthy body produces a healthy mind. A healthy mind leads to a more fulfilling spirit. A more fulfilling spirit leads to the happiness and joy of just getting up in the morning and say, I have an able body and mind. Okay. It helps reduces the anxiety and depression because it's going to come. I know we would love to think we would want to live in a world where we'll never feel anxious and depressed. It may be part of your life every single day, but I'm here to tell you that there is ways to get through this. Even if I'm feeling anxious in the morning, I practice these things to help me overcome the moment. I know that it's temporary. I know that grief and sadness will always come as a direct result of burying two sons, as a direct result of burying a man that I didn't actually bury him, his family did, but someone I love deeply and dearly. I know what it feels like. I know what pain feels like, the pain of a divorce that you partially feel you caused. I know what it feels like to be in a relationship and being hit in your ribs so hard that you feel like the wind left out of you. I know what it feels like to speak nasty and negatively to people that you love because you're in pain and you didn't even know it. I know what it feels like to feel like you're the worst mom because you split up your family. I know what it feels like to have a child out of wedlock and his father wasn't a great dad and you felt like the worst mom in the world, but you married a great man who became a great father and you still didn't think that was enough. I know what it feels like to always keep doing because you never feel like you're enough. You never feel like you're going to have enough. I know what it feels like. That's why I said emotions and feelings run. So what did I have to do? I had to start training my subconscious mind because I know those things are still going to come up. But I needed to increase my sense of purpose. And I need to help enjoy some of the journey of growing and self-developing, growing into the woman that I'm still becoming. And so I'm going to give you a little stat because I know some of you people were like, okay, she's just talking. So there was a study done in the University of Illinois that found that people who are generally optimistic and train their brains are 50% more likely to report high levels of life satisfaction and overall well-being. 50%? Child, there was a point in my life where I just would have took 50%. 50%? I'm here to tell you, if you want it, let's go get it. So now we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you 5 ways to train your brain. Okay, so I'm going to take it from my least to the best. Okay, so we're going to start from 5 and I'm going to take it to number 1. All right, so let's do it. All right, so now we're getting to my favorite part, which is the 5 things that you can do to train your brain. Starting with number 5, and I started with number 5 not because it's least important, but because I know most people have heard this before, which is engage in mindfulness and meditation. What does that mean? Mindfulness, getting present, right? Not allowing when we are experiencing something to let our past dictate what's happening right now. Getting present in this moment, getting mindful of your surroundings, right? Sometimes when you're experiencing something, you start thinking about the past. Think about where you are right now, giving yourself an opportunity to get present, get mindful, right? And then meditation. Meditation is going to be your best friend. The reason being is it just helps you to clear out some of that stress and that worry that's going on in your mind. It helps you get centered and it also helps you get present. It helps you get present because you want to get present in your body. You want to get present in your mind. You just want to be here now, not living in the past, which is why you feel that depression, not feeling anxious because you're so worried about the future, okay, or worried about what's going to happen. Most of the time, the things that we're worried about never even happen. It's so true. But this is why we train our brain and our subconscious mind because it's the fear that keeps it. The fear is the number one driver of all of it. The mind goes, I'm going to keep you safe. Listen, don't do that. Don't go here. Don't say that, right? Because it's fear. And so when you practice these practices, actually, calm your mind and allow you to approach life. And it allows you to approach your job. It allows you to approach your relationships with a clear and more positive perspective. All right. So if you're having a moment, if you can just go get centered and quiet, go for a walk, right? Get centered, get quiet, go sit, breathe. We talked about the 555 technique earlier in this video that'll help you just get centered, get mindful, get present. All right. Don't go two steps ahead. Don't go two steps in the past, right? What's happening right now? What is being said right now? Don't have a conversation with somebody and start thinking about what they said 10 years ago. What's happening right now? Get mindful, get present, okay? And practice meditation. And I'm going to give you some meditation places to look up on YouTube. This doesn't have to cost you a thing. Listen, healing can be free, right? In the beginning. So when I started my journey, I started from a free perspective until I could afford to pay. Here's the thing. I never could really afford to invest in myself when I first started. That's a lie. However, and I knew what I wanted and where I wanted to be was going to require me to invest and believe in the abundance of my faith, the abundance of I can be, do, I have, and create what I want. And I had to learn that that abundance is an energy that's tied to my emotion. Okay, this is why I say emotions rule the roost. All right. And this is why training the brain becomes so important because it helped me to draw in some of the abundance. And I know that sometimes when my well is running dry, it's a direct result of what's happening in my subconscious mind. Okay. And these are the practices that I go back to. And I'm actually in the midst of doing my number one thing right now. And I actually do it often, but sometimes, because I keep it a buck with y'all. Sometimes when I think I got it together and I got it all, I forget my practices. And then I'm like, whoa, girl, hold up. You're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, you're not really in the gym, you're not moving your body. What's going on? And I realize some of those old thought patterns are starting to creep back in. And these are the things that I go to. These are my go-to, my tools in my bag for success so that I can come and be here with y'all today. So number 4, challenge your negative thoughts and listen to uplifting music. Music changes the game. When I stopped listening to the kill 'em up, bang, bang, beat 'em up music, I'm just keeping it real. Like, I'm that girl. I listen to all genres of music, but I was a hip hop head. And not just a hip hop head, because I listen to rock and roll too, and some of that stuff is negative too, okay? Some of that country, okay, some of y'all country child, it can be really negative. So I want you to start getting mindful of the music that you listen to. Here's a challenge I have for you. I want to challenge you for 1 week, just 1 week, listen to nothing but uplifting music when you start your morning. Start your morning off. If you're going to pick up your phone, put it on Pandora or Apple Music and find uplifting, whether you like gospel, Christian, contemporary, or just feel good kind of music. If you're not into that, things that speak about abundance and flow and love. Just like when you start thinking about it, if you're not moving right now, this is why I know you need this. Okay, just start to challenge yourself. Challenge yourself one day. And this, when you start to feel negative thoughts creeping in, I want you to take a moment, right? Take a deep breath, and I want you to give me 5 or 3 to 5. Give me 3 positive thoughts, 3 positive things. I'm sorry that you have achieved. Right. So when I'm thinking about something negative, let me give you an example for those of you who are like, what is she talking about? I'm having a negative thought about, creating my business, right? Say if that's it. And so what I'll do is I'll say, I can do this. Everything that I need is within me. What do you need right now that's going to help you know that you can do this? Right. I just start doing that stuff. I started speaking to myself. Right. And you know what? That's not true that I can't do it. I just may not know what to do in this moment. However, I know that I can figure this out. I know I can call on help. I know that I've been resilient before. I know I've overcome before. So I know that I'm worthy. I know that I'm blessed. I know, and that's kind of like that affirmation, but I'm challenging my negative thought. Ask yourself some questions. Is this based on facts or is this based on fear? Right? Why am I thinking like this? Like, is this fear? Because fear is loud. How many of you know that fear is loud? It is so loud. Sometimes it's so loud we don't even know that we're scared, right? But you have to ask yourself your question. Question yourself. What's really going on here? Is this a direct result of something that someone said to me in my past? Mm, that's a good question. So we're going to replace the negative thoughts with something power. It's positive and empowering, right? That's why that music becomes. And listen to empowering music, the music that make you think you can run through a brick wall. Like it just live off love. I don't know, right? Whatever that is for you. For me, gospel music does that for me every time, right? When I think about where I've come from and the glory that I'm experiencing in my life today, when I think about like how good God is and how my body can still move when people can't move and how I'm able to think, you know what I'm saying? Like it just gets me going, right? But whatever, find that thing for you. And if you don't know, explore. Give yourself an opportunity to explore. Okay. So number 5 is engage in mindfulness and meditation. Number 4 was challenge your negative thoughts and listen to uplifting music. Now, number 3, practice gratitude daily and move your body. Gratitude will take you further than any amount of money can. When you can sit and say 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for every morning and every day, and you can start with the smallest things. Um, God, if you believe in God, Lord, if you, universe, whatever you want to call it. I'm grateful for sound mind. I'm grateful for able body. I'm grateful that I can hear these things that I'm listening to. I'm grateful that I can see. I'm grateful for the opportunities that have come, the opportunities that are here now, and those that are coming in the future. When you can just get grateful, like what? Are you gratefulness changed the game? And see, sometimes we're looking around, and this is why vision is important. This is why I teach it, because you're allowing what you see immediately to dictate how you feel. But if you just get grateful and say, you know what? Maybe this doesn't look like how I want it to be, but guess what? I'm grateful that I know that I can go out and create something better for myself. I can have, be, or do whatever I want. Like, just get grateful. Like, because everybody don't have sound mind. Everybody doesn't have able body. Everybody can't hear. Everybody can't see. Everybody can't feel. Everybody can't have that. And so you sometimes I know because money is the love of money is the root of all even when you start to love the money and it's not there and it's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, right? But if you ever just think for a moment, and I did this when I was on welfare, 322 a month. I'm so grateful that I can go out here and figure out how I can become more abundant. I'm so grateful that I have my kids and I'm going to drive for them. I'm going to ride for them. Like everything that I did when I was younger, it was like, listen, I'm gonna show my kids that I can build this, I can have a better life. But my first home at 25, built my second home in my 30s. Why did I do all of that? To show my children. But I had to practice being grateful that I can get up and I could do those things, right? And then move your body. Health is wealth. When you start to take care of your body and move it, it's going to move things. It's going to move the stagnation that you're feeling. And it doesn't have to be big and bodacious. It could be dancing. I love Zumba. It could be just walking. Go for a walk. Clear your mind. Listen to something. I'm telling you, my number one thing is if you do this, I'm telling you, it's going to change the game, right? So I'm challenging you again to start to move your body. Can you move your body for 7 days? Can you, after you listen to this, can you move your bodies for 7 days? And then as you walk, I want you to say, oh, I'm so grateful that I can walk. Oh, I'm so grateful for the trees. I'm grateful for the sunshine. I'm grateful for my neighborhood. I'm grateful for my neighbors. I don't care what neighborhood you get into, because sometimes when we start to get grateful, it's going to move you out of that. Oh, I'm grateful that I can see where I'm headed. Ooh, how about that? All right. So that's number 3. Number 2. Oh, this. Number 2. The number 2. Surround yourself with positive influences and turn off that God forsaken social media and news. Oh, glory. You have to surround, and I know you've heard it before, but can you actually do this now? I'm tired of people saying, well, I've heard it before, but what are you doing? Can we do it now, though? Can you say that I'm tired of hearing about the people I'm around and then start to move and get around other places and other people in different environments? Can we do it? Can we turn off the social media because we know that it's going to run with negativity because people thrive off that? When they start to play that loop over and over your head, this is why you got to turn off watching those videos. When they play that loop over and over in your head, it's about to come with the election. It's going to play those loops over there. You wonder why you're so negative. You fighting battles that are not even yours. Oh my God, especially my empaths. You fighting battles that are not even yours. How can I talk about it? Because it was me. I understand it. That's why I know I got to turn it off. You got to surround yourself with people who are going to pray for you, who are going to lift you and really have your back when you're dreaming hard to go after it. Now, I'm going to tell you, you want to start being around me, you could be around me. But I'm going to tell you right now, you can't sit around me and just talk. I ain't for it. Anybody who knows me know they'd be like, girl, don't get around her. Don't get around her. Just be talking and be talking. Because I ain't beat. Okay? I'm not. You can come around me. Could join a community. I'm actually going to start a free one soon. Well, listen, come on, join me. If you interested, I'll start a community just for you. Bring you and 5 and 10 friends. Ain't gonna cost you no money. I'll do it. But I'm telling you right now, don't come around me just talking. If you're not gonna walk the walk, and you don't have to walk it like me, but I'm gonna hold you accountable. I don't play. All day, every day, and twice on Sunday, I'm about accountability. And I'm about you walking this thing out because I believe in people. You know why I started to believe in people? Because I started to believe in myself. Real talk. Before I didn't believe in people and I didn't trust people, it was all my internal stuff. That's why you got to turn off social media, no new friends, and can't go on girls' trips. I don't even know what they're talking about. The new people in my life is the reason why I can show up in joy and in peace. Come on, y'all. Listen. Surround yourself with positive and supportive people is going to uplift and inspire you, and it's going to help you with transformation, not just inspiration. Okay, not just because I love the motivation and inspiration because I am a motivational and inspirational speaker, but I'm a transformational healer. You understand me? Because I understand that it comes with transformation. Motivation and inspiration are temporary things. I don't want anything I say to you to just be temporary. I want you to take this and run like the wind. I want you to hear me and feel like you can run through a brick wall and just do it. I want you to listen to this and be like, listen, the first thing I'm about to do is just go take a step. I'm gonna start walking and turn on and just start running my business. I don't know. Do it. That's how I did it. Okay. And then the environment nurtures your goals and reinforces a positive mindset. That's why and I'm not saying that every time we're always positive all the time. No, each one of us go through things. I have people that struggle with mental health. I have people with struggling with getting jobs. I have people with struggling with, all sorts of things. We all struggle. There's nobody that's not struggling. Okay, boo boo. But it's because of the when we're all not doing it at the same time. And so when we can't uplift ourselves, that's when we call in each other. I got you, boo. Somebody's going through, whatever they're going through, whether it's infertility things or death, we uplift each other. That's why you got to get around them kind of people that know who to go to. Now, let me tell you something. Now, not everybody can pray for me because I don't know who they're praying to. I said what I said. However, I know that I'm around the people that believe in what I actually believe in. Okay. And that are going in directions I want to go in. All right, that part. The people who just don't sit around and talk about people, but talk to people, speak life in them and over them. That's important. Okay, so now let's get to my the number one thing that I do. I'm so excited about this, y'all. Okay, so you want to go to Amazon and you want to buy. This is my number one thing to train your subconscious mind. Number one, ready? Number one, I want you to write this down. Number one, I want you to listen. I want you to commit right here and now. This is the number one thing I did. I'm telling you, don't have me give you my secret and you don't use this, okay? I'm talking to you. Yes, you. All right? I want you to go to Amazon. It's not expensive. It cost me like maybe $15 or maybe $15 to $20. I'm not remember. And the brand is ASMR Band. ASMR Band. One word, right? And I want you to buy the Sleep Headphones Wireless Sports Headband. It is the Sleep Headphones Wireless Sports Headband. It's Bluetooth. The brand, again, ASMR Brand, all one word. I train my brain. I do sleep meditation. Okay. So if you're into the universe, because everybody's not into Christian, I get that, right? I talk to all folks. Okay. I talk to everybody. Because I believe you can learn from everyone. So you want to follow John Moyer or Brian Scott of the Reality Revolution. So they have night things. This is where you can do your quantum jumping. This is where you can listen to how to wake up in a different to shift your mind, your body, or your spirit to wake up and say the miracle is going to happen for me today. So I started listening to that while I was sleeping, because while you're sleeping, okay, the brain is not you're not sensationalized by everything that's around you. It's like you're in rest mode, so you can train your brain. I sleep with that on. It's very, very comfortable, and it's Bluetooth to your phone. All right. And it lasts forever. Like one charge can last me like 3 to 4 days. All right. If you're a Christian, and you believe in God, Jesus Christ, there is above inspirations and streams of scripture, peaceful meditations. These are all YouTube. John Moyer, YouTube. Brian Scott, The Reality Revolution, YouTube, free. Hello, somebody. Above inspiration, streams of scripture and peaceful meditations. That's all one word. That's on YouTube, right? That's where you will listen to, Psalms while you're sleeping. There is another one called Doxies. I love Doxies. I used to listen to Doxies at night when, I was going through things, and he had one on, oh man, I can't think of it right now because I'm so excited about telling you guys. Oh, the Serenity Prayer. Oh my God. I would listen to the Serenity Prayer while I slept, and I'll wake up in the morning and feeling so much peace. So much peace, because some of us are trying to control things and people that we can't control. How many of you know you're going to control you? This is why we train our brain. This is my number one thing. All right. And then there's some African American ones. There's a girl called Jalen. It's Jaelyn. And if you want to feel more feminine, get into your feminine power, she has one on how to be more seductive and attract. Girl, when I listen to that, I walk outside feeling like 10 foot tall. Okay. I love her. She's beautiful. You Are Creators is another one that I listen to. If you want affirmations, it's Rockstar Affirmations, great meditation, and sweet and easy affirmations also. And You Are Creators have affirmation too. All of these you can find on YouTube for free. Don't tell me you can't do it. Don't tell me you don't have the resources. If you can't even buy the headband, everybody has a phone. How many about people on welfare still have a phone? Don't play with me, play with somebody else's mammy today. You can do this. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I am you or you are me. I don't care what gender you are. I am you and you are me. If I can do this, you can train. That's my number. Listen, I just gave y'all the cheat code. I just gave you the cheat code. This is my number one thing. Every night I'm training my brain, and I get up in the morning too. So let me give you at night and first thing in the morning. Okay. The first thing in the morning. So when I wake up, because the band is still on my head, I'll go into so above inspiration has morning, some of them have morning meditations as well. You can do it while you're brushing your teeth and getting ready in the morning. I'm just letting my brain train first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, before I post my videos or whatever I'm going to do, because I am a part of social media. I'm not going to lie. This is how I have to build my business. Okay. This is how I, get the word out. And I'm so grateful that God gave me everything that He put in me so I can give it to you. Somebody needs you and everything that you have in you, but they can't get to you because you can't get to you because you're not doing this thing. This is the thing. You want to know? This is the thing. Okay. So all of those things that I gave you are all on YouTube, and they're all free. All you got to do is buy the headband. And I'm not sponsored by the headband at all. I'm just giving you the cheat code. This can even change the game for your kids if they're in sports. I used to give my daughter, I send these to my daughter before she did cheer and got on that mat. Child, my baby tore it up. Okay. And this is to help them in life. This is not just for you. If you feel like it's not for you, share it with somebody else that you know is trying to get through something or going through something or want healing. This is the number one thing. And now you have it. And I want to thank you for listening today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday. And I will talk to you next week. Again, www.mosass. If you know you want to work with me and you ready to go to your next level of your next life and be held accountable along the way with love and conviction and dedication, reach out to me. If you just have a question, message me. Always, if you have you want me to talk about anything particular, you have any questions about anything I put in this video, you want a link, message me, info@mosass. You can email me or just leave it right here on YouTube, or if you see this on my Instagram or Facebook or wherever, just put down a comment. Let me know that you're gonna do it. If you're doing any of the challenges, don't be silent. Let me know. I'm here for you. I love you. Have a great day.